Let's go ahead and kick things off, guys, with the Cleveland's series against Tampa Bay. We have some series odds here, minus 130 for Cleveland to take this down. Tampa Bay plus 110. In the game one here, we do have a battle of the Shanes. Bieber taking on McClanahan for the Rays. Minus 122 for Cleveland in this game one. Tampa is plus 104 there on the money line. Nate, kick us off in game one and in this series. What are you looking at in this game one battle of the Shanes as well as this series overall?
The biggest thing is the Rays' home road splits, which are abysmal this year, 35 and 46 on the road. Obviously much, much better at home. You would think maybe that turns around in the playoffs. Well, not recently. They've lost 6 of their 7 last roadies on the playoffs. And they ended the season with 9 straight road games, lost 7 of those, including 2 in Cleveland. That being said, folks, I like Tampa in game one. I think based on the matchup, it's wrong team favored here. I think there's too much stock going into these splits, which are over a monstrous sample size, of course. And Shane McClanahan is the best pitcher on the road that they can throw. And they've been lining this up for a while. His ERA on the road was about 2.75 whip. And he's facing a Guardians lineup that's straight up bad against lefties. They're 27th on the year in WOBA, weighted runs created plus. Strangely, in the second half, they have the 3rd highest chase rate and the lowest K rate. So I don't know if that spells, some regression in terms of getting strike 3. And when you got a guy like McClanahan that can blow it by him, I think he will have a strong outing. I think the Rays have been lining this up for a while. And there's just a certain, go against the grain when it comes to sports where you say like, oh, they've lost 7 road games in a row. Something's going to give. Shane Bieber, has been steady recently, but I'm not particularly scared of him as the Guardians ace. I kind of like the Guardians to come back and still win the next 2. So we'll see what the odds are after this point. Right now, it would be plus 220 for them to win to 2-1 in this series. But Mo kind of talked me into the Rays as the better futures play here. We were looking at underdogs in the AL because not that high on any of the favorites. So it'll be interesting to see how they look, but I think the Rays can get this first game and then put this series to 3, which as you look at the series price, it's pretty much even money for it to go 3, regardless of who wins. And I think the way these teams are built, they play a lot of close games, low scoring games. I think it will go 3 games.
Yeah, completely agree. I also like the Rays game one. It's just like you said, McClanahan, one of the best pitchers in baseball, and facing a team that has been putrid hitting lefties. I think it's real because I think it profiles as a team that's not going to hit lefties well. When I look at this lineup, first of all, I want to say that shockingly, I mean, it's crazy to even say this like about a playoff team, but it's real. Cleveland is the only playoff team that has a below average offense and a below average starting pitching staff. I don't understand how you can make the playoffs in that situation. They have a good defense in bullpen. They're not like overwhelming. This is pretty crazy to me. So honestly, I've been underrating Cleveland all year, I guess, because I really believed in the Twins and the Cleveland cost me a lot of money, but I still don't believe in Cleveland. And I just think the Rays, I'm seeing series prices. If you can get around plus 110, I think it's fine to bet Tampa Bay. It's close for me whether I'm willing to play it on a series price. I do like them game one. I saw a plus 108. I pulled the trigger on that today. I think the Rays offense is honestly probably underrated as well. They didn't have Wander Franco for a lot of the year. Generally just a lot of injuries overall. So I think it's probably underselling them where they're at. They're only slightly above Cleveland on offense. They are missing Brandon Lau. That's pretty big. I think he probably projects to be their best or second best hitter. But I still think this is a better team than Cleveland. And like I said, the Cleveland profiles as a team that hits lefties poorly with the lineup they have, which is, Steven Kwan leading off. He's a lefty. Jose Ramirez. He's switched, but he hits better in his career by about 10 WRC plus. He's better batting from the left side. Josh Naylor is basically a platoon bat. And then they even have another platoon bat with Will Brennan. it's just not a team I'm that excited about facing lefties for sure. And like I said, Tyler Glasnow pitching. I think they have two pitchers that are better than anybody Cleveland is going to throw out there, or at least Glasnow is very close to Bieber. It gets a little hairy if it goes to game 3. I do think in that case, Cleveland probably should be small favorites. But I do like the Rays in game 1, and I don't hate a series bet, although I don't think I'm going to play it.
Yeah, I understand that. And I mean, if you're looking at Bieber's only start in the playoffs, getting shellacked a few years ago against the Yanks, not a great history for him. He, obviously only a second start, but I do agree with a lot of what you're saying here, preferring the Rays, especially at that price. So